right, we're going. Welcome to the YouTube video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about my man zone defense concept. Well, I guess to start, the most similar concept I could think of is a guess zone in football, in NFL football. Forgive me, I'm still trying to work out how to use this stuff properly. But you know how in football, what you do, you got like zones of different places where you're guarding, and like if this is the line of scrimmage and the offense is going that way. So if players come in here, you kind of watch him, even if you have to go out of your zone until the next guy can shift over and cover that spot. Then you can go get the next guy, or however it may be, right? So that's how it usually works in the NFL. I don't know much about the NFL. This isn't, I'm sure, something new in terms of basketball defense, but this is the way that I personally show zone defense. This is going to be the ball. This is going to be offensive players. And then I'm also going to use blue as defensive players. Okay? So I generally like the 2-3 zone. So we'll start off with a 2-3 zone. Again, forgive me. This is the first time I'm using this. So it might be a little bit rough around the edges. I'll try not to make the video too long. But so this is generally how, let's say you're playing against a 3-out, 2-in offense. Actually, most players who play 2K, which is generally what I refer to, play 4-out, and most guys like to play on the perimeter. So we'll start with a 4-out offensive set and show a little bit of a difference there. But the idea stays the same, right? The idea stays the same wherever it is, right? That you have 4 guys on the perimeter, and the way you guard... Well, that was unexpected. Hello? Okay, and so the way you guard is just by, he's going to watch this guy right here, you're going to watch this guy right here, you're going to watch this guy right here, you're going to watch this guy right here, and you're going to be right here ready to help, right? So the benefit of the zone defense over a man defense is you're already in help position and you're ready to help, and it's easier instead of chasing a guy all, like this, for example, let's say 3 starts running around, he starts doing all this stuff. Instead of chasing him through screens and around corners and back over here, you just say, hey, number 3, watch the offensive player, right? That's basically what you do. I'm going to keep it on regular and just move this to the side, because I can't get the sizing right for it. Okay, cool. So that's generally what you do. And the benefit, especially in 2K, is it's really easy to run into your teammates. Like if you're playing defense and these 2 guys start switching sides, from a 2K perspective, you might get stuck on that guy, and then now the pass is there to go over the top. So you don't want that to happen. And so to avoid that, in real life, what they'll do defensively, even in man, is they'll say, hey, 4, we'll just say, hey, switch that up top, right? So when 3 comes up here, and 2 goes down here, right? 2 will be here now, 3 will be here. Even in the NBA, they'll say, hey, just switch it. So instead of 2 going down here and 4 coming up here, and they might get stuck on each other, there might be a collision, and then now the passes, easy passes there to 3, and he got a shot to the bucket. Instead of all that happening, what you do is just say, hey, switch. And so you stay here, and you stay here. So in that sense, zone principles are being used in man in a positive way. That's the bucket. And that's the way zones work generally, and that's the most efficient way to handle man defenses as well. Okay. But what's the difference between my zone man? So if the opponent is in a 4-out offense, okay, they have this formation which they can stand, or what a lot of guys like to do, I did not expect it to do that. Okay, what a lot of guys also like to do is he'll be more like on the wingish kind of. So like right here, there. This is what a lot of teams like to do against a zone offense, right? And the problem that it causes is that this guy and this guy don't know who to guard. So a basic principle of what I perceive to be the best zone offense is always be guarding somebody. If you're not guarding somebody, you're making a mistake. Can I get a? I wonder. Boom. Yeah, that's a. There you go. That's the ball. Okay, right. So then, what a lot of teams do is they make this mistake, where number one will guard ball, and number three will guard 5, or he will literally just be standing here doing nothing. Right? He will literally just be standing here guarding nobody in his zone, and he's like, I'm doing my job. Right? But that's incorrect. That's wrong. When you're playing defensive basketball, if you're not guarding somebody, you're making a mistake. Right? So what some teams will do is they'll say, okay, 3, guard this guy. Okay. That's cool, but let's say the center wants to move this guy down. Oh, I didn't grab that. All right. Let's say the center wants to move this guy down. Now there's a post-up opportunity. You make a pass down here. Now 5 either has to double team because you got a little bit of a mismatch, which will then again leave 3 guys being guarded by 2 players. Or what you can do, which is what I say is the right thing to do, is 3 tells number 1, bump out, get out of here. Right? If my corner is empty, this is number 3 talking. My corner is empty, so I'm gonna go guard the wing. Okay. So even if the ball, let's move this around here. Let's say, can I? Okay, I'll just do that. So let's say the ball is here. Okay. Okay. So see, you can already see the issue, right? If the ball is here, 2 is like, okay, I gotta go guard ball. So he goes to guard ball. 4 is like, I need to stay in my zone, right? Theoretically, if you had to divvy up the court, this is my zone, and this is 2's zone. So I need to be in my zone. Number 3 is kind of like in between both of our zones. So he's like, I need to guard my zone, and the corner is a good shooter. Oh, okay. So then, simple thing the offense do, swing to this guy, wide open shot, buckets, right? And why? Because you got 2 guys guarding 1 person. So the simple counter is the simple idea that if my corner is empty, I'm going to go up. And I'll show you in a case where that's not going to work. But this is, again, if the offense is playing 4 out. Okay? So defensively, you say, okay, I'm going to get high. So even though this is like the border of number 3's zone, right? If you had to zone everybody on the perimeter, it would look like this, right? This is number 3 zone, this is number 1 zone, this is number 2 zone, this is number 4 zone. That was a terrible number 4, but this is number 4 zone, right? So if you had to split up the court, it looks like that. So number 1 is in between both players' zone, but since no one is in his corner, number 3 needs to get up, right? So that's the proper way in what I perceive to be the right way to guard in a zone defense. So number 1 will get here, number 2 will get here, number 4 will get here. Okay, and you see how that works. And then number 5 is still in good help position. And, he's not getting defensive 3 seconds because he's standing close to that guy. All right, so, I mean, clearly not too complicated to see the right situation. Once you see it, you're like, okay, that's obvious, right? You just never really notice it until you see it. So then the same thing happens here. Let's say what a lot of teams like to do is they'll have 3 guys on the top wing and corner, okay, and they'll have a baseline runner, okay, and that's a good way to attack with a 4 out for sure, because this guy in the corner will confuse defenses, right? If you're number 4, and this guy starts cutting to the opposite corner, and now he's here. If you're playing man, this is a simple action. All you have to do, if you're number 4, is just follow him through. But we're not playing man. So what do? You follow him up till here, to the end of your zone, and then you bump off. Especially if it's quick enough. In real life, it's probably not going to work as well. But in 2K, it works fine enough. When that happens, you say my corner is empty. Number 3 says he sees, oh, I got 2. So he has to go back to his corner. He has to go here. He has to go here. And he has to go here. Just a quick rotation. And again, that's the little trick you can run against the zone. But you still have to be careful enough not to waste the whole shot clock having this guy run back and forth. And a simple action like that can solve that issue. Simple action where, okay, instead of me following through, I just bump off. Now I tell 2 to get up here. Now I tell 1 to get right here. And then number 3 guards that guy. So that is an effective action against this man zone defense technique. But at the same time, the simplicity of being in a zone, I think, helps that option to be, this defensive option to be a very good option. Okay, but what if the team is not in a 4-out? Most teams on 2K play 4-out, but some don't, right? Some play 3-out. So let's see how that is. So playing 3-out, the best way, in my opinion, to attack a zone in real life, and maybe, I don't know if teams do this online or not, but this is the best way to attack a zone in real life, where you have 5 and 4, wherever option you want. Basically, they're running from block to block, elbow to elbow, right? And they're generally going to be ball side. If the ball's up top, you can stand wherever you like, but you want to be ball side, right? So if the ball goes from here to this guy, okay. Man, that's okay. The ball's here. Okay. 5 will come to this elbow. 4 will be at this box. Boxes and elbows. Okay. And this creates a little bit of an overload. Because as you can see, again, the issue with zones is, as an offense, you want to attack zones as in, okay, we're going to leave a guy guarding nobody. Because 1 got to be on him, 2 has to be on him, 4 is guarding ball, 5 is now guarding 2 people. It's a simple action, very effective in real life, and in this 2K might actually be effective because close shots are more effective this 2K than last 2K. Last 2K, if a guy has Hall of Fame Intimidator and you're shooting a shot here or you're shooting a shot here and the guy, he's standing here, you're gonna miss. So it doesn't matter to shoot, right? So that's the benefit in this 2K, that they made it better to finish close shots. So this offense might actually work against a zone, as long as you have players with high close shot. So what is the counter for this from a perspective of zone defense? The counter, in my opinion, is for 4 to guard this guy, or 5 to guard this guy, 4 to guard this guy, either one. 2 will guard, again, imagine the zones of the 4 perimeter players to exist like this, right? This guy is one corner, this guy is the top left, top right guy. Well, top guy, this guy's the other top guy, and this guy's the other corner guy. Okay, those are your zones. And number 5 is everything in the paint, right? Anything in this, where the 2 hash lines are, anything there. Those are the appropriate zones that you should think about when it comes to zone defenses. So if you had to redraw this structure, right? Okay. I'm going to put it just a little bit less complicated. Okay. Okay. So what you would do is you would have 4 here, 5 here, 2 here, 1 here, 3 here. And now it looks again like you're playing man, but in reality you're playing zone. Right? So if the ball comes here, you're fine. Let's say number 3, oopsie, is smart, and he sees this strange zone formation. Let's say he cuts through and goes to the corner. Okay. So he goes through and goes to the, oh my gosh. He goes through and gets to the corner. So what happens? As he's going through, 2 notices he's left his zone, so you switch over here. 1 switchable over here, and 3 will switch over here. Basically, again, leaving you in a 2-3 zone like that. And now this guy is now confused again, like, oh man, they're really good at zoning. Oh my gosh. But that's the basic idea. If a team is playing 4 out, simple concept is if your opponent is playing 4 out, right? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this. Cool. Okay, if they're playing 4 out, okay, corner empty, guard the wing. If they're playing 3 out, corner empty, guard wing, or guard, I should say, guard wing if block is empty. And then again, corner empty and block empty, guard wing. Yeah, that's the terrible way to put it. Hold on. So when they're playing 3 out, you have to look at 2 things. Corner empty, block empty, guard wing. Corner empty, block, full, guard, block. So I guess these 2 actually cover both. And look at that. We've discovered something together about my own man zone defense. So if you're playing corner, so this is again 4 corners. I don't know if that's the right way to apostrophe that. I'm not exactly sure. In zone 2-3 zones. Okay, that's basically the idea. And it's, I guess, works for both. If you're playing the corner in a 2-3 zone, you got 2 things. My corner's empty and my block is empty, then I go guard the wing. My corner's empty and my block is full, let me go guard the block. It's a lot of feel, it's a lot of understanding, it's a lot of being able to look at multiple things. I'm not just looking at my zone, I'm being aware of all 5 players. The more you're able to be aware of all 10 players on the court, the better you're going to be as a player. But that's the one idea I had about my man zone defense in 2K. Bang. Thank you for watching. And if you have any suggestions, if you liked the video, I know it was kind of long. I don't even know how long it was. But if you thought it was whack or weird, and I know I didn't have a face cam or anything going on, but I hope you liked it. I hope it was informative, and I hope it was actually pretty good. I mean, I like talking about stuff. I like pontificating, and I know these type of videos are kind of long, boring, and admittedly I've never done them before. So I know they're probably not too great, but I appreciate you for watching. And if you got here, please do like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching, man. Let me know in the comment section if you have any ideas for me that you want me to cover, or in general you want to say, hey, what's up? I'll probably see your comments. I don't get a lot of comments. And thank you. I really appreciate you guys watching.